Shalom, shalom, Jim, Yisrael. Forgive me for I'm not trying to butcher your name. Yisrael, Yasharel. Okay. Peace and blessings. I just figured out today what that PNB was. I know it ain't peanut butter. I just figured out what that PNB. Peace and blessings. If I'm wrong, let me know. Sometimes my mind, we can pick up on our lingo. All right, let me see. Let me do a sound check. Let me see here. All right. Now, what I'm gonna get into today? I noticed a couple of weeks I was binge listening to the book of Daniel, and what I noticed, Nebuchadnezzar, the first two captivities, Nebuchadnezzar and the Medes and Persians, they descended from Shem. They allowed Israelites to somewhat congregate and retain some of our identity. But when we start getting down into the Greeks and the Romans, they start killing us, torturing us, genociding us for trying to keep the law, statutes, and commandment. Shalom, Jersey, Dooney. I noticed that. Did y'all notice that? The first two captivities, we was able, the temple was rebuilt. Was it King Darius? They allowed the temple to be rebuilt under captivity, but as we kept rebelling and stuff, the Most High turned the heat up. But I noticed that. Now, if anything I say, call me out on it, because I don't want to propagate no lies, misinformation. That ain't what we do. All right, now let me see here. Nebuchadnezzar statue. Just gonna grab one right quick. Let me share my screen. Let's see here. All right. See what this got. You have to watch the Europeans, cause they cover for themselves. But yeah, let me see here. Let me just go on the image. Babylon, Greek, Rome, and this is still Rome today. All your Western nations, the Roman Catholic Church colonized the earth, propagating Roman Catholicism. That's still Rome. You had Sleepy Joe Biden talking about he's a Catholic. Okay, Trump, he called himself done converted to Judaism. And I done a video, Common Ground, how all of them giving a breakdown on how they Gentiles. Luke 21:24, the Messiah said, Jerusalem, I'm giving you the rundown of that video, Common Ground, shall be trodden down by Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles are fulfilled. Let me put y'all over here. And how is it? All these people is still over there. All right. I'm just going to show this video right quick. Hold on. Now, not the video. I'm going to show the thumbnail. Now, I ain't finna show my video. I've been uploading stuff over here. Have y'all heard of Hebrew Connect TV? Hebrew Connect TV. Have y'all heard of it? Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Right here. Right here. Shalom. I've been trying to put content on this channel. Yeah, Hebrew Connect TV. Y'all start going over there. That's brother. Y'all go start going over there. I'm typing it in now. Let me see. Share this thread. Hebrew Connect TV. Y'all go over there and start getting your subscription up over there. Because if they cut it off over here, we'll be over here amongst our brethren. Hebrew Connect TV. You understand? Yeah. The brothers, I know Benaiah Israel and them. They done got together. I don't know who put it together, but yeah. I done put some stuff over there just today. All right. See. Yeah. Just put some stuff over there today. But all right. All right. Let me get back. Let me get over here. Let me see here. Now. Oh, yeah. He be putting that info out there, Benaiah. Yeah, he be using them old books before they start erasing and replacing and disgracing. I tell you, I be double checking folks stuff. I don't always comment. A lot of time I be listening to videos, But yeah. Let me see. Now, I'll go back over here. Now, these two, Nebuchadnezzar allowed Daniel and them to serve the Most High under captivity. Okay, when you get to the Medes and the Persians, they allowed the temple to be rebuilt in captivity. You got Nehemiah. You understand? And them. Okay, then you got the Greeks, and then you got this is where they start getting pale. This is where the captivity started getting like pale. But I believe, the Most High, He allowed us to do this in captivity. Number one, Nebuchadnezzar and them are descendants of Shem. So we was like distant cousins. It's still captivity. You understand? Well, let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Let me show y'all. Give me a little water. All right. All right. Now you can check this out in the Bibles if you go through the genealogy. Okay. But let me show y'all. I've said this in some older videos. I know it's been years ago. That's why I'm starting to upload those older videos on this channel right here. So this is mostly my main channel, but if they hit it, they hit it. But anyway, let me get back over here. All right. All right, right here. I typed in the search engine, was Nebuchadnezzar descended from Shem? It says yes, based on biblical genealogies. And I urge and implore all of you to check this stuff out. Okay. All right. In historical interpretations, King Nebuchadnezzar II of Babylon is considered a descendant of Shem. I didn't say Hebrew. Hebrew is descendant of Abraham. Abraham is a descendant of Shem. Okay. Now, there's a difference. Esau is a descendant of he's a Hebrew. But the Most High have rejected him because of wickedness. He punished us because of wickedness. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked because of our wickedness. All right, now, Nebuchadnezzar's son, as the Chaldeans, the book of Daniel tells you the Chaldeans were generally traced back to Shem through his son, Arphaxad, Genesis chapter 10. And the lineage leading to Abraham and Eber, Hebrew, all right, placing Nebuchadnezzar within the Shemitic peoples. Okay, let's get to the Chaldean connection. The Babylonian Chaldeans were part of the broader Shemitic family tree, with their origins linked to the lands settled by Shem's descendant like Aram. Okay, I just want y'all to see that. How many of y'all knew Nebuchadnezzar was a descendant of Shem? How many of y'all knew that? All right, now let's go to Artaxerxes and go to the Medes and the Persians. All right. Now this is King Darius. This is King Darius. King Darius descended from Shem. See, when you kind of, even if you distant cousins, you still got the same bloodline somewhat going through your body. Some of those customs are still there, even though you might not partake in holiness and righteousness. But some of that stuff is still there. But the Most High, remember, the Most High, he made Nebuchadnezzar live like an animal until the Nebuchadnezzar gave the Most High his props and praise, and out of Nebuchadnezzar's own mouth, he said the Most High puts to rule the land whoever he will. Okay? Now, they say, yes, biblical tradition. I'm glad we all learning together. Biblical tradition and historical interpretation link the Persians, including including kings like Darius to Shem, specifically through his son Elam, making them descendants of Shem, a key figure in the Bible's post-flood genealogy, Genesis 10, through historical record, focus more on the, well, that ain't post. Yeah, that is post. Focus more on the Achaemenid, what's this say? Achaemenid lineage. All right. Persians as Elamites. Elam, not Edom. Yeah, had him crawling in the dirt. Boy, he put that pride in check. Hey, Jersey Dooney, it's better to crawl on the dirt on all fours than be buried in the dirt. Going to hell. Now, whether he repented fully, I don't know. But anyway, let me keep going. All right. Darius the Great was part of the Achaemenid dynasty, his father being Histophanes, and he married Cyrus the Great's daughter, tying him to the Persian ruling family established by Cyrus. You can read that in the book of Daniel. All right. Now, let me go back. I'm finna get to the goats. I just wanted y'all to see this. And then it's talking about Artaxerxes. It's getting kind of murky, you know. But yeah, it's starting to get murky right here. A king of Achaemenid Persian Empire was likely a descendant of Shem through Shem's son Elam, according to historical and biblical interpretation. All right. Now, you know, in the previous video, which one was that? Oh, yeah. Stolen Valor. I read 2 Maccabees chapter 7, how the Greeks tortured an Israelite woman and her 7 sons because they didn't want to eat no swine or break the Most High's commandments. Okay. All right. Let me go back. Let me see here. Let me see here. Now, let's get to these goats. All right. Let's get to these goats. Now, how many of y'all know that the Romans and the Greeks got a goat god? How many of y'all know that the Romans and the Greeks got a goat god? Well, they do. All right. The Roman goat god. Let's see some images. That's right. Woodward people. Yeah. Let's see what images they got. You have to watch these. They naked. You have to watch these. You have to watch these Romans and Greeks. They naked. They naked. See. But yeah, you have to watch them. Let me go back. Let me get out of that. Okay. Now, yeah. The Roman god. Now, Who says you got who use terminology ride the goat? Yeah, it's a half goat and half a man. Yep, there you go, Jersey. You cooking. Who use terminology? What society? I'm giving hints. What secret society use terminology ride the goat? And let me read this Roman goat god. All right. The Roman goat god is Phanis. There you go. Sister Arlene. There you go. There you go, Yisrael. Yisrael. I get tongue-tied on that. Forgive me. Y'all own it. Y'all own it. All right. Wow, it's in my head. Matthew, let's see. Is it the sheep? The Most High gonna divide the sheep from the goat. Oh, yeah. I got to go there next. Hold on. Matthew 25, 30, 32. All right. Let me start at 29. For unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. You know, the Most High distribute them gifts. Sometimes, you know, I just got to start putting these videos out. It's becoming abundantly. I just got to start putting them out. Because once I don't do it, it might be a week before I get around to it. So I just got to start putting the videos out. You understand? People, just like 2 people I'm subscribed to, they running live. I just go back and watch the other one later. I'll watch one and then go back and watch the other one. That's just how I usually do it. But nevertheless, for unto everyone that shall be given, he shall have an abundance. That he shall have an abundance. But from him that have not shall be taken away that which he have. See, the Most High give you a gift. Remember the parable of the talents. You had one talent. You had one servant that had a talent. Just had one. He didn't even work with it. He didn't multiply it. He buried it in the dirt. And he was punished. The giver of the gift could have buried the gift in the dirt himself. The giver of the gift of life know our capabilities. Before I formed you in the womb, the Most High said he knew you. He told Jeremiah, you don't choose your DNA. You don't choose your parents. You don't choose what day, what year, what month you're going to be born. You don't choose your country. Huh? You don't? And he give you a little power to manipulate or control how long you're going to live. Example. Now, I probably live the rest of this night, you know, but if I go out there and jump in front of a train, an oncoming train, I just cut myself short early. See what I'm saying? But nevertheless, all right, now. Oh, y'all can't see that. All right, now. All right, here you go. And cast you the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. Y'all bear with me. All right. All right, now. Let me get back. Hold on. I did something wrong. Okay. I'm still here, y'all. When the Son of Man shall come in the glory and all the holy angels with him. Oh, hold on. And cast, this is the one that didn't do nothing with the gift. See, we got to be careful. You got to give. And the most, you need to just go. Go. You know, there were times in my life I was quick to do wickedness, but now I want to be reserved. It's somewhat hypocritical. You understand? But all right, let me get back over here. All right, now, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory and all the holy angels with him. Now, let me keep reading it. Cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory and all the holy angels with him, Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Judgment time. And before him shall be gathered all nations. Not all nations except USA. Not all nations except the continent of Africa. All nations. And then nations is bloodline in the Bible. Nation is bloodline. But let me keep going. He shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divide his sheep from the goats. Now, you know, there's a saying amongst our people. Well, not our people. There's a saying amongst us, you know, on earth. If it look like a duck, quack like a duck, swim like a duck, it must be a duck. Now, if it look like a goat, act like a goat, hell bent on being a goat, then it must be a goat then. How about that? Let me see here. Something I'm going to show y'all. Hold on. I'll show this one. This one to do. Now, black people. No sound. All right. All right. No sound. Okay, got y'all. That's right. Y'all help me out. Glad y'all helping me.
Here's the picture of the mirror from
Biden's
declarations. And
all right, here we go.
People have noted this mirror was at a Christmas party in the same place under the Kennedys. And this raises the question, how did this mirror get into the White House? Well, it was installed under President Harry Truman. President Truman was the most prominent and outspoken Masonic president in the history of the United States.
Now, to all my black Eastern Stars and Masons, why is it the white folks is always, why is it that you don't feel nothing when they have a history of genocide us? And you cool just because you done joined they gang. You gonna join the ones that's in power right now. You gonna ride the goat. Let me show y'all another goat. How about that? Let me show y'all another goat. Yeah, here you go, right here. Here you go. Here you go. There you go. All right.
He's just hanging out with his buddies, with his bros. He's got the Freemason.
Negroes and Greek fraternities, sororities, and Negroes ain't no better off than we was enslaved. You say, how can you say that? Now, how come we gotta go through them? How come they can create a law, route a highway through our land and take it? How is you free when you can't keep what belongs to you? How come you ain't free to build your own schools and stuff? Create your own laws. Police your own people. Huh? How is you free? The Bible said we wasn't going to be free until the Messiah destroyed this land, destroyed this earth, because it's hell to pay. You said, I'm mad because these Negroes ain't nothing but sellouts. So you happy with us getting done the fraternal order of police, Masons. Disorder. And Negroes is right up in there with them. Go to hell with them. Go to hell with them. Go on down there and keep riding that goat. Keep riding that goat. That's why you got qualified immunity. That's why they shooting us 50 ways from Sunday and getting off. And you see how they do white suspects most of the time. You see how they do it. But yet you got Negroes sitting up there looking like Stephen from Django kissing Calvin Candy's behind. But let me go. Let me get back to the get back. All right. See the sound popping?
Apron on. And he began his political career with the Masons. When he was president, he said, and I quote, "The greatest honor that has ever come to me and that can ever come to me in my life is to be the Grand Master of Masons in Missouri." Now, how does all of this relate to the goat? Well, part of Masonic initiation is what they call riding the goat. This device is used to initiate men into Masonry, riding the goat. Freemasons associate entering into Masonry.
Yeah, just make that a white hood. Just make it white, and you got the Klan. I got to pause and put my commentary on now.
With riding the goat, and you'll actually see this reference to riding the goat or to goats or cartoons of goats or trinkets of goat all over Masonic symbolism. They all know this is how they entered, riding the goat. Both in the Old Testament and the New Testament, the goat signifies the devil and the damned.
Let's go to the Old Testament where he said a goat signifies the devil. Let's go to it. And the damned. Now, I'll get back to this later. Let's see that scapegoat. The scapegoat is Leviticus 16:8. Uh-oh. That scapegoat. Y'all remember that scapegoat? I've showed you that scapegoat got a name now. I know. It's hard to keep up with this stuff. I can't keep up with everybody's stuff either. That's why it refreshes us. But y'all here now. All right. Okay. Let's go to the Strongs. All right, now. All right. After Aaron cast lots for the two goats, one for the Lord and the other for the scapegoat. The only time you're supposed to be dealing with the goat when it's lined up with the Bible. Ain't nothing wrong with the goat per se. Ain't nothing wrong. The Most High created the goat. And it's a wonderful analysis when Jacob dressed up with hair like a goat when he wanted to get Esau's blessing. We got hair like a wool, a sheep. But when Jacob was fooling his father, Isaac, he put on hair like a goat. Okay? All right, now. Let me see. After Aaron cast lots, okay, I read that. Scapegoat. Cast lots for the two goats. Okay. Hairy. Remember, Esau was hairy. Goat, buck as sacrificial animal. It's got Seder. But this, in scripture, it can also be used when you look this word up. A demon-possessed goat like swine. See what I'm saying? And then it said one for Yahweh, and the other for Azazel. Y'all know who that is. Here you go. Some of these pictures got Azazel name up there. The GOAT. Some of them got his name up there. Let me type it in. But anyway, let me see here. Let me see what this says. The Knight Templar, you know that these are Romans. But anyway, yeah, some of those images, Azazel, the Baphomet got Azazel up there. But yeah, let me keep going. Let me calm down. Let me see here. Back to the Bible. Now, Azazel. Now, let's do this. Y'all see that name now? The reason why it got law, because this is this Yiddish stuff. The original language didn't have all this stuff. But right here. Now, I've showed y'all this. I'm going to show it to you again. Yeah, I'm going to get to that verse in a minute, Jersey, don't it? You right on it. X-Men decided to make a villain out of him. And he looked like a demon, and he teleports, which is ironic because demons, you can't really see them unless you have eyes to see. You can see they work. I don't know, Yisrael. I don't know. The devil got a seed out here. You know, John 8:44, you are of your father, the devil. But yeah, there you go. He's a demon. Y'all know, y'all seen him in X-Men, how he teleports and stuff. But yeah. All right, let me get back to the Bible. Yeah, they made a whole villain out of him, but okay. I guess. All right, let me see. Get back to the Bible. Oh, yeah. Let me show y'all what Azazel did, what Jersey doing. Let me put that comment up there. Let me go to my other Bible. Let me see, can I share it? Let me need to stop sharing probably. Let me put this cipher up here where y'all can see it. Let me see, I got Enoch 8:1. Okay, let me blow this up. See, can I share my entire screen? Hold on, I don't know. Let me see if I share the whole thing. How about that? See, can y'all see that? I'm about to wait because it's a delay. Let me see, can y'all see that? Yeah, y'all can see that. All right. Enoch chapter 8. Moreover, who it say right there? Azazel taught men to make swords, knives, shields, breastplate, the fabrication of mirrors. Now, you know, it's a running joke how the Europeans was mocking us and the Africans. They traded you for mirrors. Anyway, and the workmanship of bracelets, ornaments, the use of paint and beautifying the eyebrows. Now some of these guys put on all this stuff, and you can't even tell what they is. You can't tell what they is. I be looking for the shoulder. I be looking for the neck. Sorcery. All right. Stones are every valuable and select kind, and the source of dyes, so that the world became altered. Here go your monetary system right here. You start putting value in material stuff and not the Most High, and that creates a fight. Remember, the Messiah and Satan Satan tried to get the Messiah to bow down to him. He told the Messiah, I will give you all the riches of the world if you will bow down and worship him. The Messiah didn't argue with Satan. And then the Bible tells you that Satan is the God, little g, of this world. So he's getting started right here. All right. And then here go another fallen angel. A Maseroth taught sorcerers and dividing of roots. Armas taught the solution of sorcery. You go to looking this up in the New Testament. Sorcery is pharmakia, pharmaceutical. If you look it up in the Greek, pharmaceutical. And think about it. Isn't it not sorcery if you take something for healing, but it's your life that is stealing? You take something for your stomach and it's destroying your heart? Huh? But all right. Barak Kayal, the observers of the stars. Now, there's a difference. The Most High said the stars were for seasons and for signs, right? But people look at the stars to get a path of direction to go. You look to the word. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. You don't look up there for that. You look at the word. Look it up there. That's where you get into trouble. Looking for a horoscope. Them horoscopes gonna be some real horror if y'all don't wake up, okay? Akabia, science, Tamael, astronomy. Okay, they probably was watching the rotation of us. I don't know. Okay. Taught the motion of the moon. The men being destroyed cried out, and their voice reached. If this stuff was good, then why is people being destroyed? If it's good. If all this stuff was good, why is people getting destroyed and crying out to the Most High? Let's get back to this Azazel. Thank you, Sister Arlene. Mm-hmm. Let me take this down. Yeah, thanks for putting them scripts up there. Let me unshare and share again. Hold on. Okay. Stop screen. Okay, I'm getting a little rusty. Y'all bear with me. Let's get back on this. Let's get back on this goat. All right. Y'all let me know if your sound are going through. All right. Let me go back a little bit.
They all know this is how they entered, riding the goat. Both in the Old Testament and the New Testament, the goat signifies the devil and the damned.
He's right. I don't know who he is, and I don't know if he really live in the word, but he ain't far.
Freemasons choose as their demonic mascot the goat with the goat head. They ride on this little tricycle with a goat head, and that's how they give their soul over to the wicked impurity, to rebel against God. I'm going to pray that one day we have a godly president who seeks the heart of God.
Now, if see, he don't know his Bible. I mean, I'm not knocking him. If you waiting on a godly president, just keep reading this, keep studying that Bible. I ain't gonna laugh at you. Keep studying that Bible. Because the Bible said all of this is going to be destroyed. All of it. Okay? And he don't understand that all of this is wrong. ROME. They got them kangaroo courts where we go up in the court under the Roman jurisdiction, and they use them old Latin legal terms that we don't know nothing about. Them Latin legal terms. Going in a Roman court. The House and the Senate, Roman government. Let me keep going. Now let's get to this. Now you have to watch this AI. Use your own mind and use the word. Because men put this together. People that got an objective, they got an agenda, put this together. They done start putting lies up in here. But remember, the Messiah sent the Spirit of truth. If you got His Holy Spirit, you see right through the lies. You can read between the lies. All right. The phrase "ride the goat" in Freemasonry refers to a humorous and sometimes symbolic initiation ritual where new members are playfully challenged or hazed. That's why you got why the secrecy, but nevertheless, you got grown men playing. They playing, they in a secret society, and then they get to the big house. I mean the White House, where they issuing out policies against the real biblical Israelites. But they playing. Okay? All right. All right, meaning of ride the goat is commonly associated with, I read that. All right, symbolic interpretation. Beyond its humorous aspect, never been a Mason. So if I'm wrong, somebody can let me know where I'm wrong at. But I'm gonna tell you this: you better denounce this and get it off of you and your house. You're gonna have to get this off of you and your house. That's what you're gonna have to do. All right? Can symbolize the control of one's base instincts and power. It suggests that the initiative is mastering their desires rather than being overwhelmed by them. All right. Anyway, I'm done with that. Back to the Roman goat god is an indigenous deity of forests, shepherds, and fertility. How is that Roman goat god helping these Romans now? Huh? Fanus must be asleep. Fanus must be feeling bad. He can't get his people fertility rates up. What's going on, Fanus? Oh, Faunus. Faunus, not Fanus. Faunus. Huh? What's going on? Maybe your God is asleep. Let me get like Elijah the prophet. Maybe your God is on a faraway journey. Cry loud. After all, He is a God. How come your God can't get your fertility rates up? Must be serving the devil. And the devil come to steal your birth rates, kill, and destroy. Why? Because that's what y'all done to us. All right. Nature and fertility, He blessed fields, flocks, and protected the countryside. What about them farmers? Them farmers is hollering now. Them farmers is hollering. It was all good when long as y'all was getting all the money, but the black farmers was getting cut out. Black farmers learned to survive different from Caesar's meat. Y'all, on the other hand, sitting there waiting on that welfare. But anyway, all right. Initially, let me here you go. Let me read. Let me keep going. Y'all, if y'all want to read more, you just be careful. Why you want to absorb a whole lot of stuff? Just be careful about a pagan god. We should want to observe more about the Most High. You understand? We supposed to soak up Him. Just be careful. Just be mindful. Pay attention. It's like you crossing the street and you looking. As you reading this stuff, pay attention to what's trying to creep up in here. Okay? All right, now. The primary Greek god is Pan. Y'all ever heard of pandemonium? Huh? Y'all heard of pandemonium? Pandemic? Huh? Is it resonating? Is it kicking? Is it kicking? Pandemic, pandemonium. All right. The primary Greek god is Pan, the half man, half goat. It's the same thing as the Roman. All right. See it? Roman god Faunus. It's sometimes linked to the Roman god Faunus. Okay. Okay. But yeah. These last captivities, the Most High yielded us over to the goat. We want to act like a goat. The Most High said, okay, here y'all go. We go, the Most High like, I'm going to yield you over to these goats. Y'all living like goats. And maybe some of y'all going to be saved before I destroy Babylon. Y'all want to, I'm going to give y'all all the goat y'all think y'all want. When these heathens get through with y'all going to be crying out and hollering and trying to figure out what is going on. Up here, we was able to somewhat retain our identity and worship and praise and build a temple. But when it got down to these goats, now let's get to the Bible while I'm thinking about it. Let's deal with the Bible. Hold on. Now, this is the goat. This is where the Greeks take over. This is where the Greeks take over the kingdom from the Medes and the Persians. All right, let me read this. I'm going to read all of this. I'm just going to quit I'm going to read it all. And then I can go back and later cut it out and put it in another video. But anyway, in the 3rd year of the reign of King Belshazzar, notice the Baal, another pagan god, a vision appeared unto me, even unto me, Daniel, after that which appeared unto me at the first. And I saw in a vision, and it came to pass when I saw that I was at Shushan, in that place which is in the prophet of Elam. See that? Descendant of Shem. And I saw a vision, and I was by the river Ulai. Then I lifted up mine eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before me before the river a ram. Now, I ain't gonna put your answers up there. Is a ram a sheep or a goat? Y'all can Google it. It's an open test. Is a ram a sheep or a goat? Put it in the chat. I'm gonna wait. Is a ram a sheep? I'm gonna keep reading. Is a ram a sheep or a goat? All right. A ram which had 2 horns, and the 2 horns were high, but the one was higher than the other, and the higher came up last. Okay. And I saw the ram. This is the Greeks. Wait a minute. No. This is the Medes and the Persians. I'm sorry. The goat is the Greeks. Okay. Now, with all fairness, I used to think a ram was a goat. A ram is a male sheep with horns. I used to think the same thing. That's why I asked that question. I might have learned that 2 years ago, if that long. I used to think a ram was a goat, but it ain't. It's a male sheep. Okay? All right. There you go, Yahuwah's kingdom, Woodward people. All right, now. And I saw the ram pushing this is this kingdom pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him. Neither were there any that could deliver out of his hand. But he did according to his will and became very great. Okay. All right, now, number 5. And as I was considering, behold, an he-goat, man, came from the west. Greece is west of the east. Okay. All right, now. Came from the west face of the whole earth and touched not the ground. Remember the leopard with wings? I don't know, but I kind of see it's still the leopard with wings. It's called the leopard with wings, but in this, it is the rough goat, and it ain't touching the ground. All right, that means he's moving fast. All right, now, and the goat had a notable horn between his eyes. All right, and he came to the ram that had 2 horns, which had seen standing before the river, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power. And I saw him come close unto the ram. See, this is when I started seeing this video. I learned I learned that a ram is a sheep. Remember when Abraham was going to sacrifice Isaac, and it was a ram in the bush. It was a ram in the bush, the sacrificial ram. Showing us to look for the sacrificial lamb. But anyway, let me keep going. All right, now. And I saw him come closer to the ram, and he was moved with great choler, fury against him, and smote the ram. And break his two horns, and had no power. It's a big old. You got some big goat. You got some goats out there. Let me just type it in. Let me type it in because I don't know. All right. A male goat. A male goat. That's what it is. See that? A male goat. Billy goat. All right. Let's get back to the Bible. All right. I didn't want to forget that question. All right. Now I knew I was at 7. All right. Now. And look, the goat break the ram. Looking at this with your eyes, you would think the ram got the advantage. That's what I was, the ram should have the advantage. But it don't. Okay? All right. And smoke the ram and break his two horns, and there was no power in the ram to stand before him. But he cast down to the ground, cast him down to the ground and stamped upon him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand. Therefore, the goat waxed very great. The goat done whoop the ram. The Greeks done conquered the Medes and the Persians. Now ain't nobody but the Most High gonna stop him. All right. And when he was strong, the great horn was broken, and for it came up 4 notable ones toward the 4 winds of heaven. That notable horn that was in the middle of the goat was Alexander. When he died, his 4 generals took over. You can back this up with history. Okay. You can also go into the book of Maccabees that they took out. All right. Now, and out of them came forth a little horn which waxed exceedingly great toward the south, toward the east, and toward the pleasant land. Okay. And it waxed great even to the host of heaven. See, now, you know what the goat is. The goat is the Greeks. Now, they done put their eyes on the heavenly stuff. Now, they gonna kill Israelites for worshiping the Most High. And it waxed great even to the host of heaven, and it cast down some of the hosts and other stars to the ground, making it illegal to keep the laws, statutes, and the commandments. See, trampling down the Messiah. You got a pale Messiah that the clan worship. The Catholics, they kill, steal, and destroy to this day under the false Messiah, casting truth down to the ground. They done looked up to the heavens. Lies. They done removed books out your Bible. They still propagating these lies. They got that. Boy, if some of these pastors would just stop and just look or listen. They don't want to listen because, well, he ain't nobody really listening to him. That's okay. The Messiah chose only 12. Out of 70. He had 70 disciples at one time, and only 12 remained. But anyway, all right, now he cast some of the hosts of the stars to the ground and stamped them. And this is what you do when you colonize. They call it Hellenization. Now, I had to interrogate AI. Let me show y'all this. A ram is a male sheep. Ram are specifically adult male members of the species Ovis aries, which are domesticated for their wool, meat, and milk. I had it up there, but I forgot to share it. All right, now let me show y'all. Okay, Hellenization. Now, I was reading this. Hellenization, I call it hell in our nation. Because that's what we were going, it was hell in our nation. Look at it, hell. Or Helen, anyway, refers to the adoption of Greek culture, language, and identity of non-Greeks. Then why did they torture our people if we didn't want to adopt the Greek culture? Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Can y'all see that lie? I'm telling y'all, the spirit of truth gonna show you how to tiptoe through these lies. All right. This process began with the conquest of Alexander the Great in the 4th century BCE and continued throughout the Hellenistic period. Hey, anybody know where that Bible verse at where it was illegal to be a Jew? Anybody? Can y'all put it up? Can y'all put it in the chat where it was? I think it's in the Maccabees where it was illegal. I'm not quoting it verbatim, to be a Jew because of the Greeks. All right. It involved the blending of Greek cultural elements with local tradition, influenced various aspects of life, including art, philosophy, and governance. All right. Now, where's the one where I was interrogating? Okay, right here. I was interrogating the AI. Let me show y'all what I did. Did Greeks force people to adopt their culture? It's a yes or no question. It should be yes or no. Did the Greeks force people to adopt their culture? Yes or no? Ain't no white splaining, no hemming and hawing. Yes or no? Either they did or they didn't. But you see what we're dealing with? Let me see. Y'all still there? Okay. All right. I'm making sure y'all still there. All right. All right. Now let's see y'all what I did to the this is I'm grilling the AI. During the Hellenistic period, Greek culture spread widely, often through colonization and the influence of Greek leadership. But it was not always forced. That ain't what I asked the computer. I asked one simple question. Did the Greeks force people to adopt their culture? That ain't what I asked this. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? All right, but let me see. Look, this is what I typed. This is a yes or no question. See what I'm saying? This is what I typed in. This is a yes or no question. Then they look, it lied. No, the Greeks did not forcibly make people adopt their culture. Many adopted voluntarily. In order for that to be true, all of them would have had to adopt it voluntarily. In order for that statement to be true, everybody would have had to willingly adopt it. All right? Then why did the Greeks historically use force? The Greeks used force historically for several reasons, which were often related to territorial expansion, defense, and political dominance. Here are a few key points. Conquest. Greek city-states, particularly during the era of Alexander the Great, expanded their territories through military conquest. The act of attacking another nation of people is the very essence of forcing your beliefs on them. When you attack people, you are forcing your culture on them people that you're attacking. Y'all see that? The very nature of attacking folks, because you don't get to live like you don't get to live like you were living. You don't get to carry on if you got to pay them taxes. See, why isn't it voluntary to pay them taxes? Don't pay them taxes and see what happens. You are being forced. All right. And this computer is right here lying. All right, now. All right. Let me see here. Many aspects of Greek culture spread through and trade, cultural exchange, and force. It was sometimes employed to achieve medical and political objectives. Okay, then that's your answer. We already knew it. Paving the way for subsequent cultural assimilation. In other words, this right here tells you that they forced people to stop their culture, their practice, and get up under the Greek practices. Okay. What do the United States do today? What did they just do to Nigeria? Why do they feel like they can go way over in the continent and start dropping bombs? Why do they feel like they can go in Iraq and start dropping bombs? Huh? That's right, till this day. Ultimately, the use of force was more about strategic interest than a direct that ain't what I asked the computer. Did they use force or didn't? I ain't asked nothing about no strategic white splaining. All right, by your own admission, this is what I typed. To history, force was used by Greeks to accept Hellenization. Now it's confessing. While the Greeks did use force. See what I'm saying? Y'all, I just want y'all gonna have to start, like, if you use this computer, this AI, you're gonna have to pay attention, okay? Get another, keep looking. Use another browser and check that stuff. But if you know history, like I know history, but yeah. But all right, I just thought let's get back to this Bible. All right, this is this goat. All right, and out of the one of them came a little horn. This is Antiochus of Epiphanes, which waxed exceedingly great toward the south, toward the east, and toward the pleasant land. He got his eyes on the kingdom. See, the abomination that maketh desolate, that Daniel was talking about. It happened on more than one occasion. Right now, they got these Hellenized preachers preaching this Roman casket doctrine, and they got us putting the abomination of desolation in our heart. We believe in like they believe. See what I'm saying? Now, they got us putting the abomination that maketh desolate. The Most High ain't getting no sacrifice. He ain't getting no worship. He ain't getting no glory. Because you got a goat up in your temple somewhere that you don't know about. All right? All right, now let me see. Now, let me see here. Toward the pleasant land, and it waxed great. It got powerful, even to the host of heaven. And it cast down some of the hosts and the stars to the ground. Now the angels is white. You know, in the Bible, the stars sometimes represent the angels. Now they got names for the stars. You see what I'm saying? You can look at it. You can look at it on a spiritual level. You can look at it on a physical level. They got pagan. They got pagan god names for the stars and the planets. They up in the. See what I'm saying? I'm showing y'all this Bible is right, y'all. You just got to receive the Holy Spirit, all right, and stamped upon them. But no, it wasn't no force. Yet he magnified himself unto the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away and placed in the place of his sanctuary. The Most High sanctuary was cast down. The Most High, like, since y'all Israelites ain't gonna keep my sanctuary. All right. We gonna see what the end gonna be. All right. And a host was given unto him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. The Most High allowed this. Why? Because we wasn't keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments. And it cast down the truth to the ground. What we doing now? Well, we swimming through lies. We swimming through bleach. You got white Jesus. You got the white Pope, you got white Israelites, and you got a white Hebrew. We wading in the water of white supremacy. And we got sharks and piranhas and all kind of stuff, acid, but it's all right. The Most High, when he get through with us, we're going to be able to walk on water. Nothing shall touch you. All right. All right. And the host was given a sacrifice, and he cast truth to the ground, and they practiced and prospered. They done got it down to a science, ain't they? All right. And I heard the one saint speaking, and another saint said unto that certain saint that spake, how long shall the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of desolation to give both the sanctuary until the host be trodden down under foot? All right. And he said unto me, unto 2,300 days, and then the sanctuary shall be cleansed. Now, I believe this is during Darius when they was allowed to rebuild the temple. Okay, I said I believe. I don't know everything. All right, but that's what it looked like to me. And it came. I'm looking at history. All right, and it came to pass when I, even Daniel, had seen the vision and sought for the meaning. Then behold, there stood before me as the appearance of a man. All right, and I heard a man's voice between the banks of Uli, which called and said, Gabriel. They got Gabriel White now. Make this man to understand the vision. All right. Now, as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground, but he touched me and sent me upright. And he said, behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of the indignation. This is the end, y'all. Pay attention. Okay. For the appointed time and the end shall be. And the ram which thou sawest having two horns are the kings of Mede and Persia. And the rough goat is the kingdom of Greece. All right. And the great horn that is between his eyes is the first Alexander. Okay. Alexander was the first king of the Greeks. Maccabees chapter 1. Let me show it to you. Maccabees chapter 1. First Maccabees chapter 1. All right. Now this is right here with Daniel. Lockstep. Soldiers is marching. The truth marches on. And it happened after Alexander, the son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim. This is Rome. Land of the Romans, had smitten Darius, king of the Persian and Medes. He defeated him and reigned in his stead the first over Greece. See that? Alexander right there. But people that didn't write the Bible, the goats, is creating slave Bibles. See what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Let me see. All right. Let's go to, while I'm over here, let me go to 1 Maccabees 3:48, where they start whitewashing images. While I'm over here. And they laid open the book. Daniel talking about they going to be cast in truth. And they open up the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. White angels, white names, white disciples, whitewashed. Daniel was telling about it. And I'm just showing you how it came to pass. All right, now. All right. Let me see here. Let me see. Let me find myself. Let me get rid of some of these. I went over that. Get rid of some of these tabs, y'all. Oh, yeah, this is what I was looking for earlier. Here y'all go. While some of us is celebrating Christmas. See, the Most High did a magnificent work. Not to make light of my mother. Matter of fact, let me see here. You can see the clown up there with his tongue sticking out. My dad and my mother right there. My baby sister, she wasn't even born yet. My brother, he passed. But yeah. All right, now. He did they died, my mother and sister, they died on 1994 Christmas Eve. So right then, I never saw holiday the same. My brother died on my birthday. I mean, it's good. The Most High is a day that he made, and I'm gonna rejoice and be glad in it. But I don't care what people think. I don't care what they think, okay? All right, now, let me see here. Thank you. Let me get back to business. Can y'all see that? Hold on. Okay. Okay, there it is. Let me know if y'all get the sound. While we over there worshiping Christmas, we over there worshiping devils. See, and they over there dressing like devils. See.
Christmas in Europe might sound like a magical idea, but go at the wrong time and place, and you may well be swapping your coat.
I'm gonna check the sound. Okay.
Mugs of mulled wine for cuddles with demonic goat monsters that chase you with sticks.
Goat monsters. I ain't gonna play the whole thing. Y'all want to watch it there? They'll type that in. There you go. Christmas. How is it gonna be light and darkness? Huh? Even the day is separated from the night until eclipses and stuff. With Joe talking about, there'd be signs in the,
Christmas in Europe might sound like a magical idea, but go at the wrong time and place, and you may well be swapping your cozy mugs of mulled wine for cuddles.
That one got blood all on him. But anyway, y'all do y'all. Do you. Just leave us alone. That's all we want. Just leave black folks alone. Do you. If that's what you into, knock yourself out. Keep that mess over there. Don't come bothering us with that mess, okay? You understand what I'm saying? All right, let me keep going. Leviticus 16:8. Enoch 8. Well, I read those. Okay. Yep, I agree. Now, Yasharel, did you want me to put that book in the put that scripture up there, Acts chapter 10? Okay. Did you want me to put that Acts chapter 10 up there? Let me see what it is. Let me see. Now look here. Okay, I said, why is the Greek captivity removed from the Bible when it was in the original older Bibles? Here they go explain it again. The Greek captivity, often referred to in the context of Apocrypha, was excluded from some biblical canons because different religion groups, people that didn't write the Bible, think they got the authority, they think they got the right to edit the Bible and remove. Let's see what the Most High had to say about that. Let's go to Revelation right quick. The last chapter. Let's go to Revelation. Look what the Most High say about that. Let's see what he said. All right, let me start at 17. Well, I, Yahushua, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David. But it don't matter who the Israelites are. It don't matter. And the bright and morning star. And the Spirit and the bride say, come. Let him that hears say, come. Let him that have a thirst. See, we got to be hungry and thirsty, and we got to be listening. And whosoever will, let him take the water of life freely out of your stomach. The Messiah shall flow rivers of living water. See, the water don't flow when you don't go to the Most High. Okay? All right, for I testify unto every man that heareth the words of this prophecy. Okay? Of this book. If any man shall add to these things, Yah shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if any man shall take away from the words of this book, of this prophecy, Yah shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book. All right. So, okay, let's get back over to these heathens that saw fit to put adding your picture in the book is adding to the Bible. Y'all do know that, right? But anyway, that's on them. That ain't got nothing to do with us. All right. While some early Christians view these texts as valuable, others, including many Protestant tradition ultimately rejected them as non-canonical. Y'all didn't write the book. See, this is the mindset of the colonizer. You over here know how to do your job, and here they come trying to tell you how to do your job. I did that video, outside help. It was a guy. It was a guy on a forklift trying to tell me how to secure a load. He on the forklift trying to tell me how to do my job. I was listening to him, but what he was saying wasn't making sense. I told him point blank and looked at him. If I want to kill somebody, I want it to be on purpose. He went on. If I want to kill somebody, I want it to be on purpose. Okay, just because I'm being cordial and you know, don't mean that I'm stupid. All right. The Messiah was cordial, but at the same time, he whooping folks up out the temple. But anyway, the term Greek captivity likely refers to the period when Jewish text was translated into Greek. But y'all study that. Let me see how long I've been going. Probably an hour. Yeah, let me. But yeah. Now, let me see here. The New Testament does not quote from the Apocrypha. It don't have to quote from the Apocrypha. It's one book. If you buy a book, let's say you buy the book The Matrix, that they stole the idea from a black woman. You buy a book from The Matrix, okay, and they go in there and rip out the middle part of the Bible. The first part of the Bible is talking about the middle part, but they rip the middle part out and you just got the end. And your excuse is, well, the end part don't mention the middle part that I took out. Think about that, family. Think about that, family. You're going to be lost. That's why people are lost now. That's why people is lost now. All right. Lack of quotation. The New Testament does not quote from the Apocrypha, but the Apocrypha is talking about the end times. See that? But anyway, I've covered it before, which contributed to its rejection by Protestant reformers. These people used to be Catholics. Some of them was Germans, and they just, you know, whatever they had, they couldn't get their demons couldn't agree. Early church council also did not endorse the text until the Council of Trent. These are Europeans. But all right, family, let me see if I didn't forget anything. Let me see here. Don't y'all forget to go to Hebrew Connect TV. I can put my channel in there. Let me see, I think. Y'all go over here. Because you know they always dinging the channel and taking them down. Look what they did to Mike now. That's my direct channel. Okay. Start going over that way. If they shut you down on YouTube, the brothers they done already tried to shut them down. But hey, I'll go over here with my brothers now. I agree with most of the stuff they teaching. I ain't seen them in no scandal. I don't know nothing about these heathen on this platform. I don't agree with a whole lot they got going on. They just make up some stuff and cut the channel off. All right, family. Shalom. I done went on enough. Y'all got any questions? I'll keep my eye on the chat. Now, I'm going to start putting up channels. I'm going to start putting up videos on this channel. It's going to be older videos. You'll know they old because I'm gray now. You'll know they old. I'll try not to schedule them during Mike and them. We don't always communicate. I'll try not to schedule them during their time. But I try not to schedule them during their time because but if the Most High give me a message, I'm just gonna have to do that message. Because a lot of times when he give me a message and I don't do it, it like be 2 or 3 weeks, and then it's like my gift is gone. I'm confessing, okay? All right. Let me get back over here. Shalom, family. Any question, I'll be looking at the chat.
Exodus 4:6. Moses' hand would turn white. He stuck his hand in his bosom and it was turned white. If his hand was already white, what's the point? All right. Read the book of Leviticus. Yellow hair, as they call blonde hair, is leprous hair. Numbers 12:10. Miriam was turned white for punishment. If she was already white, what's the point? She was turned white. She's in a hot environment. And you know what happened to white skin in a hot climate. So they changed the word in the 1500s from clean leprosy. In the Bible, you had unclean and clean to vitiligo. Unclean leprosy, well, you had to be quarantined. Clean leprosy, you was all right.